Shalom Israel. Welcome to another video with your brother Ezra Israel here. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my page and my channel. Today I'm going to talk about rights and privileges, and is marriage a right or is it a privilege? All right. Now, as far as rights and privileges, just going to have a discussion, right now. And at the end, you can be the judge, leave a comment or something. Um, as far as rights and privileges go, depending on your definition, where do you find the definition of a rights or a privilege? I'll start with privilege. If you go to a general dictionary, the definition of privilege is going to sound like it's a right itself. If you go to like a law library and you look up a law definition of what a privilege is, you'll get you'll have a different idea of what privileges and rights are. Okay. I like to go off of basically what law dictionaries say. All right. Depending on the law dictionaries you use, it can be different a little bit too. I like to use Black's Law's Dictionary when I use the law dictionary. Okay. I like to use the 6th edition, 3rd edition, whatever, a Black Law's Dictionary. I don't really like the later versions, but they are beneficial too. All right. As far as privileges go, for the most part, what I get from when I studied Black Law's Dictionary and law dictionaries about privileges, the main idea is that privileges come from man. Okay, they're like, it's like an allowance. You're allowed to do something where everybody else normally aren't allowed to do it, or something like that. You get some type of immunity where normally the average person wouldn't have it. And it's given to you by the community or the people that you belong to, or another group of people will give you this immunity. You're going over there, to their property or something like that. Okay, but the main idea is that privileges are given to you by man or woman or something. Okay. Now the opposite of that is rights. Okay, your rights are given to you by the Most High, by the Creator. Okay. An example of some rights that you may have. I should give some examples of some privileges. With a privilege, you're granted permission. Okay. When you have a privilege, when it comes to your rights, you're born with it. There's something that the Most High has given you. Okay. So, an example of a privilege would be like a woman, like having the privilege to walk in having permission to go in a man's bathroom or something like that. A reporter who's able to, go in the middle of a crime scene and report, whatever's going on or something like that. They're granted permission, but they don't even have like the jurisdiction to really be there type of thing, because somebody's, a department that specializes in handling investigations is there to do that or something, or when you're granted permission to enter into private property, okay, where nobody is allowed to trespass. Those are privileges. All right. One right that you have that you probably miss out on every day is the right to breathe oxygen or something. Every man and woman has a right to breathe oxygen. Every man or woman has a right to speak. Okay. You have the right to see with your eyes. You have a right, God-given right, to hear with your ears. A God-given right to have thoughts and free will in your mind. Okay. Those are rights that are given to you, okay, by the Most High. Nobody can take away your rights. But with privileges can be taken away from you by man, because the man is the one who gave it to you. Now, as far as your rights can never be taken from you, but sometimes your rights can be actually taken hostage due to your ignorance, okay, to the fact that you didn't even understand your rights. Because really, if you don't know your rights, you don't have any rights. Does that make sense? Okay, that's the reality of it. Okay, you have a right to eat food, and that can be taken hostage from you because maybe you don't know how to reproduce your own food or something like that. Nobody ever taught you how to utilize your rights or how to choose or something. Whatever the case is. Now, when it comes to marriage, as in the Hebrew Israelite culture, we read the scripture, we read the Torah, and from our understanding is that the Most High is the one who gave Eve to Adam. Okay, and Adam and Eve, according to our stories, are our writings, are the first man and woman in existence. Okay, so they had the first marriage. But the thing is that the Most High is the one who gave marriage to Adam and Eve, to mankind. Okay? So just based off of that principle alone, the fact that the marriage union was given to us by the Most High, it shows that marriage itself is a right. It's not a privilege. The only one that could have ended that relationship would have been the Most High. She wasn't about to run off and marry her children or something, They're the only people in existence. One of the first commandments that the Most High gave was to be fruitful and multiply as well. So when you have that understanding that marriage is a right, it's not a privilege, then you can better see other things regarding about marriage as well. I have a video on on the sex is not marriage versus sex is marriage argument. Now, the sex is not marriage community, they have to view marriage as a privilege because they're going off of the idea of permission. You have to get permission from other people to really be married to somebody. It doesn't matter if somebody's pregnant or has a baby or something like that. The Most High, granted that right for you to be a parent. It doesn't matter in that community. Now, in the sex is marriage community, they have to have the understanding that marriage is a right. They have to have that understanding. It's a God-given right. And when you're going off of the ideas of nature with the Most High, you start to notice a lot of rights that are granted to us from the Most High that needs to be protected. You need to actually operate in a way where you're able to secure your rights and meditate on what those rights are that the Most High has given us. He's given us intelligence. He's given us language. He's given us ways to communicate. He's given us, just the ability to think for ourselves. And also, which one is superior? You need to understand that as well. Are rights superior to privileges, or are privileges superior to rights? Well, if the Most High is the one granting the rights, then obviously rights are superior to privileges. Now you have to have that understanding as well. Now sometimes, I don't know if I said this yet, but your rights can be taken hostage from you. But even in those instances where they're taken hostage from you, you still have a right to those possessions, to those things that rightfully belong to you at all times, because it's your right. Now I hope that clears some things up. Now as far as like when you have your privileges, that man gave you, a man can take those privileges away from you or give them to you, but you may not have the right to those possessions or things because they were privileged to you and they were taken away from you. So that's why it's not great to deal with the ideas of privilege when it comes to things. We want to deal in more so in the ideas of rights, because when you deal with rights, you're dealing with things that belong to you, that are yours, that are rightfully yours. All right. All right. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. And I hope that clear some things up. Help you to just start thinking. That's what I want you to just think. Okay. All right. With that, shalom. Have a great day. And if you haven't, please subscribe.